Hello students. Yesterday we have studied about diode as a rectifier. Means how can we rectify an AC signal into DC signal, or simple means how can we convert the AC signal into a unidirectional DC current. So with the help of diode we can easily convert it, and even we have seen rectifier by using one diode and rectifier by using two diodes, means half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. And in case of half wave rectifier we have seen that there is only 40% efficiency, means only 40% signal is obtained in the output. So that's why here our 60% signal is waste. That's we don't use that. And in case of full wave rectifier, as the efficiency was 86%, it means that only 14% signal is wasting in diode or in any other way. So it means that at least this efficiency is very much or very large in comparison to other half wave rectifiers and others. So that's why full wave rectifier is much efficient, more efficient than the half wave rectifier. So we can easily use it to convert an AC signal into DC signal. Now next case where we can use the diode in other way, means some let's see some special purpose diode. Means for our special purpose we have constructed some diode, and that are known as special purpose diode, in which we have to study about Zener diode, solar cell, LED and photodiode. So these four diodes we have to study. So first let's start with the Zener diode. So what is Zener diode? As I told you that in case of PN junction diode we can control current or voltage, or we can control number of charge carriers by doping process, by mixing of third group element or fifth group element. So it means, so as in case of PN junction diode, as we know that we can change the current and voltage value according to number of charge particles present in N-type or P-type material. And also N-type or P-type materials are formed with the help of doping of third group and fifth group elements. So if we will increase the doping elements or impurities in pure fourth group element, then definitely there will be more charge particles present in the system. So I think simple, if number of charge particles are greater, then in greater amount we will get in the output the current or voltage. So if we will add impurities in greater amount, then we can say that here doping is very high. Then high doping process can be used for the high current or high voltage. Even in reverse bias, if doping is very high, then the characteristics got changed. In case of Zener diode is also as a PN junction diode. It is exactly as a PN junction diode. Only the difference is that in case of Zener diode, the doping concentration of third group and fourth group, fifth group elements in P and N type material is very high. So due to high doping, there are high number of charge carriers, large number of charge carriers already. And also if we increase doping concentration, then the width of depletion region decreases. Means in case of PN junction diode, if we see the width of PN junction diode, suppose this is our PN junction diode, and here this is depletion region, and as you know that here the acceptor atoms, here acceptor ions, here donor ions, and here donor atoms. Okay, so this is a very simple diagram as I used every time it. So as I told you, that in case of Zener diode, if the doping concentration is very high, then the width of this depletion region becomes narrower, and continually if doping is increased, then its width becomes narrower and narrower. So if this is this depletion region is narrow, so their potential applied on the junction, or simple the junction potential value will also be decreases, or means the potential barrier value has a small value in comparison to PN junction diode. So it means that this diode can be used in reverse bias to get some different characteristics, as in case of forward bias, when we will add it, means when we add P with positive terminal and with negative terminal, means due to connection of this, this diode is in forward bias. And already you know that in case of forward bias, for the application of this forward voltage, this positive terminal will repel these electrons and negative terminal will repel these holes and these electrons. So due to that, they will start to move towards the junction, and already junction width is very small, so they at very small value of voltage they can cross the junction and they can recombine and give the current. So in case of Zener diode, suppose that this is the graph of PN junction diode, then in case of Zener diode, this graph will be like this. Means we can get a sufficient current at very small voltage. Here the voltage is this, then here voltage is only this, means only the application of this voltage we can get the high current. So forward bias, there is no difference in forward bias characteristics. Means in case of PN junction diode, at large voltage we are getting that current, but in case of Zener diode, as the doping concentration is high, number of charge carriers are larger here, so that's why at very small voltage we can get the high current. But the characteristics get changed when we connect the diode in the reverse bias. So in case of reverse bias, P is connected to negative terminal of battery and N is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, as you know that is. So as in case of PN junction and in reverse bias, as we have seen that in starting, when we increase this potential, then due to increment of potential, this potential support this potential, means the depletion region width increases, and initially no charge carrier was able to cross the junction and no recombination takes place, means no current in the output obtained. Only a very very few currents obtained, means as you know that in case of p-type material there are some electrons which are in minority carriers, and in case of n-type there are some holes which are in minority. As for these minorities, this terminal is like the forward bias for electron, this is for holes, means they will repelled and they will move to the junction and they will cross after the increment of voltage. So due to only minority charge carriers we get some current, and this current is known as dark current. So I think simple, this is clear to you. But if the doping concentration is very high, then means nearly very small current we can obtain only. But after some time, as the junction potential value is very small in this case, very means if we will increase a sufficient voltage, then this will support this, and due to addition of the voltage, means we are providing enough energy to break the covalent bond. Already here are the depletion region width is very small, so here is not the place for the collision of particles. As you know that when potential will increase, it's the kinetic energy, or simple the energy supplied to the ions will also increase, and if ions will get energy, then covalent bonds will break down, and due to the breaking of covalent bond in the junction, there will be a large number of electrons and holes were produced. So if electron hole pair will produce, then in case of avalanche breakdown in PN junction diode reverse breakdown, we have seen that here bonds were broken in two ways. First was that they were breaking with the help of this applied potential, and also they were breaking due to collision between the electrons and free electrons and bound electrons. Means there were two processes was responsible for the electron hole pairs. Means first was that the applied potential, second was the collision between the particles. But in case of Zener diode, as depletion region width is very narrow, particles are very in the they are in very compact manner, means in narrow depletion region they are not able to collide, then all the bonds break down means they will break suddenly with the application of potential here. So as all the covalent bonds are in here identical, means if they will get sufficient energy from here, then they will break down, and the region the doping concentration is high, then all the bonds break down, only breaks due to applied potential, not any bonds will not break due to collision, because here collision is not possible. So here a large number of production of electron hole pairs suddenly at some sufficient application of voltage. So if a large number of particles will be produced, then definitely they will recombine from the other charged particles, and a certain increase in current will obtained in this case, and the characteristics obtained in case of Zener diode is like that. Simple meaning is that all the at a sufficient this voltage yeah, this is called the Zener breakdown voltage. At this voltage all the covalent bonds break down suddenly, and no other covalent bond or any charged particles are now present in that junction. So if any charged particle is not present, then definitely no recombination will take place, even we will increase potential, means sudden current becomes constant because all the charged particles recombined at once. So this was the in that way Zener diode is different from the PN junction diode, because in case of Zener diode all bonds break suddenly at a single time. So that's why we got a sudden increase in current, and that current becomes constant, means with the increase in voltage no further current will obtain, because there are no charged particles present in that system. So I think this is clear to you what is the process of Zener breakdown. And also one more thing here, this graph is showing some curve process. This shows that here some for some time there is also the case of avalanche breakdown occur, means from this voltage to this voltage first bonds were starting to break, and within very short time, means only for the difference of this voltage, as you are seeing this point, these two voltages, all the bonds suddenly breaks, and that's why within only this time all the bonds can break, and due to breaking of all the bonds no charge carrier will be further become free. As in case of avalanche we have seen that bonds were breaking with the help of this potential, and also with the help of collision, as there the depletion region width was greater, and also potential means they had a larger space to collide and move down. So that's why here in case of that the graph is like something that means it was increasing with increasing potential, but in case of Zener diode, since all the bonds got break at a certain point, so that's why the current becomes constant here. So in case of Zener diode, as the current becomes constant, then this characteristics is different from the reverse characteristics of PN junction diode. So I think this is now I think clear to you. So what is the process of Zener diode? So where can we use this special characteristic of Zener diode? As you know that the case of voltage regulator, you have listened about that, means as you know that in case of voltage regulator we fixed voltage or current at a particular value. So here it means that if we will use Zener diode for the making of any regulator, voltage regulator, then at a particular voltage, if it is fixed at a particular voltage, then current for that becomes constant. So if the current is constant, then voltage is regulated already, means for a particular point, for particular voltage current is constant. Even if current is constant, then if voltage will suddenly, suppose that if there is increase in voltage takes place, then there will be no effect on that current. So that's why means voltage was regulated already. So Zener diode can use to regulate voltage or current value in our household. So I think the concept of Zener diode is clear. Here the only difference is that the doping concentration is high in comparison to PN junction diode, and due to that high doping the characteristic reverse characteristics have a different nature than the p-n junction diode, and we can use this different nature to make the regulators and things. Means where we need a constant supply, constant current, and we want that supply will not be affected by the increment or decrement of voltage, then we can use Zener diode there. So I think application of Zener diode and what is the purpose of the making of Zener diode is now clear to you. So next let's see what is the photodiode. So the next topic is photodiode. So what is photodiode? Before telling you about photodiode, I want to remind you about photocell. So as I told you about photocell in the chapter of dual nature of radiation, means where we can use the law of photoelectric emission to make some photocells. So in that case we have used a vacuum chamber in which a cathode and anode were used, and suppose that this is cathode, this is anode, this is only a symbolic figure for that, and we connected this with some battery like this, and now at cathode we started to fall at some of the light intensity, simple energy. Means due to incidence of light of suitable frequency, as you know that here the production of or emission of charged particles takes place, means emission of electrons takes place, and if that electron has sufficient energy to reach that anode, then that will reach, but if that is not sufficient, that is not sufficient energy, then this will not reach. Means simple is that if we fall means if there is incidence of a suitable frequency and even intensity of suitable intensity of light radiation on any metal plate, then there is emission of electrons takes place. That is the case of photoelectric emission. And if we are applying some suitable voltage on this cathode, means if we applied positive potential on cathode, then this positive terminal will attract the emitted electrons from here, and that's why the collection of electrons and anode will increase, and finally we can get a current in the outer circuit, and we can use that current in so many ways. As I told you, application of photocells like in burglar alarms, counter circuit, and there are so many automatic tools in photocinematography and in measuring the temperature of stellar bodies, and there are so many applications of photodiode. Means in this case we are using a metal or cathode plate for the incidence of light, and we are using that light energy to heat this cathode, so that from here electrons can emit. So what is the drawback in this process? The drawback is that after incidence of a continuous light on this metal plate, this got heated, and due to the heating effect the whole chamber get heated. So means the heating effect, as in case of diode bulb we were heating always heating problem. So to replace that we constructed a new type of device which is known as diode. So in the same manner we can use in place of photocell the photodiode. So in case of photodiode, as you know that this P, whether this is the diode, this is P terminal, this is N terminal, then this P terminal acts as a positive charge terminal and N is negative charge terminal, because here the positive majority charge carriers are positive charge carrier, here the majority is negative charge carriers. So we can assume it. Means simple is that if there is incidence of light on the junction will occur, then due to that light covalent bonds will break down, and there will be increment of number of charged particle will takes place in the junction. Or simple, we have to reduce the depletion region or junction potential. Then we can how can we reduce it? As I told you that with adding some energy from external sources we can reduce it. So for addition of energy we can use light energy also. Light external energy we have to use. In case of PN junction diode and Zener diode, we have used electrical supply, but in case of photodiode, in place of electrical supply, we will use some light energy, light supply, and due to that we are trying to overcome the effect of depletion region or potential junction potential, and for that it will add some energy from outside, then they will cross the junction and recombine and give some current in the circuit. So we can also get the current with the help of light energy. So this types of diode is known as photodiode, in which we are using photons for the to overcome the junction barrier or junction potential, and for the we are getting current due to photons means or due to light intense energy. So I think this is clear to you. Clearly it means that here we are using the law of photoelectric emission, because law of photoelectric emission tells us that if there is incidence of light on a metal plate of suitable frequency and suitable intensity, then there will be the emission of charged particles or electrons takes place. So in the same manner as in the junction, we have acceptor and donor ions, and in acceptor and donor ions there are covalent bonding. So if there are covalent bonds, then definitely it will add or supply some energy from outside, then they will break out. So if due to their breaking there will be production of large number of charged particles, and that will definitely overcome the effect of potential barrier or potential junction, means easily we can get the output current in the output circuit. So we can I am saying that we can use light energy in place of electrical energy supply also. And we have or we are enriched in the case of light energy, as we have the solar energy source. So we can use that energy. Why to waste our electricity to produce the electricity? So in place of using that, we can use light energy. Then that's why nowadays we are using solar cell and such types of devices, in which we can use this renewable source or simple the free source of energy, which is solar energy. So with the help of solar energy we can use this device to produce the current. And yes, there are two types of devices. First is photodiode, second is solar cell. In both types of devices there is diode on which we are applying light energy. So what is difference in both of that? This photodiode is used in reverse bias, and solar cell is used in the forward bias. So why we use it in reverse bias? So let's see that. So as I've told you that in case of photodiode, we use the reverse bias characteristics of the PN junction transistor. It means that if we add diode in reverse bias and now we allowed to fall light on the junction, then due to that light, if there is breakage of covalent bondings is taking place, then that types of diode is known as photodiode. And if we will connect it in forward bias, then that will be the case of solar cell. So later I will tell you that case, but first what is photodiode? Then in case of suppose that this is a PN junction transistor, so this is P type and type, and in this is depletion region, in which there is acceptor ions and there is donor ions, donor atoms and acceptor atoms. Okay? Now to overcome this depletion region or to get current in the reverse bias characteristic, first if we will connect it in reverse bias, then it means we have to connect P to negative terminal and to positive terminal, and suppose that we kept this voltage constant. So and if this voltage is not sufficient to cause breakdown in this PN junction diode, then obviously if we will not change this voltage, then the value of current will not change and we cannot get current further in the circuit. And due to minority charge carriers, some current is obtained in this process. So that current, we can say that this is the concept of dark current. So if this potential is below the breakdown potential, then these characteristics will be like this. Suppose that this is due to minority charge carrier and this current is known as dark current. Clear? Now we have one more thing. As I have told you that With the help of photon, we can also break the covalent bond, and there will be emission of electron takes place from the surface. This phenomena, as you know, that is the phenomena of photoelectric emission. So if light will fall of suitable frequencies, light is fallen on this p-n junction diode, or simple the junction of p-n junction diode, then this light will cause the breakage of covalent bonding, and due to the breaking of covalent bonding, there will be a large number of electron hole pair will produced here, and due to that the recombination of electron holes takes place, and we will get some larger current in the circuit. And continually it will increase the intensity of light. Then you know that with the increasement in intensity of light, there is the number of photons are increased, and if number of photons are increased, then larger photon will collide or will transfer their energy to large number of electrons. So large number of covalent bonds will break, so large number of electron hole pair will be produced, and due to large number of charged particles, the value of current will increase. So first thing is that here to make it purposeful and for our purpose, we have to keep this voltage below the breakdown potential. So this is not the case of even breakdown. Here below the breakdown, we are applying different intensity, and we are getting that the current can be increased in this way also, because in this way we are only breaking the covalent bonds of the ions, and due to that we are increasing the number of charged particles, hence the current. So this is the, suppose that this is reverse current, this is reverse voltage, and this is simple current due to the intensity of increased intensity. Clear? So I think this all factors are clear to you. What is dark current, and here the intensity I3 is greater than I2 greater than I1. So this is the graph for the photodiode. Then first, what is the case here? I have already told you. When we use light of suitable frequency, means light must have that energy so that it can break the even covalent bonds of the ion. So that's why we are calling always suitable frequency in the case of photoelectric emission. I have already told you. So here the phenomena of photoelectric emission will take place. So the principle of photodiode is photoelectric emission. So due to that process, number of charge carriers will increase, or hence current in the circuit will increase. So I think concept of photodiode is clear to you now. So where we can use this concept, where we can use this amount of current. So as we are seeing that after some time, current in the circuit becomes constant when covalent, because voltage here is constant. At constant voltage, the number of photons or number of simple charge carrier will be produced after some time, that will be constant. So we can use this constant supply of current in so many processes. Like we used the concept supply of photocell in so many processes. Like we can use it in automatic doors. Suppose that this is our door, and we are here we are using a photodiode, and this here a light source is used. Continually light from the source is incident on the photodiode. So until the light will be incident on it, then the circuit attached to it will have already a current always, that will be depend on the intensity of the radiation. So if suitable intensity and suitable frequency are there, then we will get a continuous current until the light is falling on it continuously. Clear? Now again, if any person want to come or try to come in the room, then when it will stand here, means someone will stand here, then due to his standing position, the light from this source to this photodiode will break, and due to breaking of radiation, there will be the decrement in current will takes place, and when current in the circuit decreases, then door will be automatically open. So this is the process of automatic doors. Until there is a constant supply of current, then the door will be closed, and when the supply will decrease, then door will be automatically open. So if there is any obstacle in the path of light beam, then that due to that obstacle, then value of current will decrease, and if current will decrease, then door will be automatically open. So we can use, means we have not to use here a large current, only we have to use this constant current due to the constant application of light. So we can use in this way in many field, like in counter circuit we can use it. Means if we want to calculate the obstacles or count the obstacle, suppose that this is a railing machine and here. So in case of photodiode, all the applications of photocells can be done with the help of photodiode also. As I told you that there is no difference in the process of photocells and photodiode, only the difference is the heating different. Means in photocells there was the problem of heating, which is reduced by using the photodiode. So that's why we can apply in all the applications where you are using photocells, like counters, alarms, and automatic doors, and automatic lights to measure the temperature of stars, and other and any application where photocells were using, we can use it here. So I think the concept of photodiode is now clear to you. So today we have studied about two special purpose diode. First was Zener diode and second was photodiode, and both diodes were using basically in reverse bias, because they give the different characteristics than the PN junction diode. That's why we use it in the reverse bias. In forward bias, both the diode will give same types of characteristics, so we don't have to do such a extra effort when we are getting the same thing with normal PN junction diode. So that's why in forward bias we don't use this, we use in reverse bias these two diodes. So for today I think this is enough. In next class let's see the other special purpose diodes. So for today let's end the class here. Thank you.